I hit the go live button. Oops, I was still trying to get my computer set up and I hit the go live button. All right, so we are loading up here on YouTube and on Instagram. So come on in, bring yourself, bring your friends, bring your questions, whatever you got. Today we will, the last full week of the month of January. So today's reading will cover cards for Monday, the 25th, through next Sunday, which is what, 31st? If you are winter advisory, yes, we've got some snow outside too. It's like sort of a lot. Been doing some work. Hola, Cecilia. Hello, Ali. Yeah, I guess it's that time of year, right? So I've got a puppy here. We'll get here in just one moment as we let a couple more people join here. Again, I have YouTube and Instagram going. Hey, Alice. And as always, we'll start with general messages for the week ahead. And then after that, I will pull cards if anybody has a question or would just like a card for general guidance. It is a lovely day. It's very cloudy here because we've had little snow showers on and off. Okay, I'm dripping water. I don't know why. I thought by now I would know how to drink out of a cup, but you know, things come and go. Okay, so let's get started with this week. Let's just talk about first. We have a full moon coming up on the 28th. Hello, Laurie. Oh, and by the way, if you're on YouTube, remember that if you want to use the chat or ask a question, you do have to be logged in, right, to use the chat. So just remember that on YouTube. Alice, 36, yes, and I have friends in Argentina who were having an extremely hot day today also. So, hey, Amber, welcome. Okay, so let's talk about, we have a full moon coming up on the 28th. It's a Leo full moon. And I am anticipating Kathy's question. So I would say a few things. You can use a sunstone for Leo, which is something to use for Leo. And then on the full moon side of things, a couple of things you can do. You can use a moonstone and perhaps an amethyst. I mean, there's a lot of crystals you can use, right? But think about, in terms of the Leo full moon, you know, we're wanting to open up to messages being sent to us so that we can move through, we can understand what changes we need to be making, where we're headed. And in order to do that, we probably have to let some things go if we're looking to make some changes, right? So an amethyst can be very helpful to you to getting in touch with those messages and hearing those things. That can be really helpful. So take a look at that stone. The sunstone, the sun rules Leo, and the sun is a masculine sign, but sunstone is more of a masculine energy and moonstone is more of a feminine. So by putting those together, that's sort of a nice combination and a nice balance, bringing all of that energy out. So some things to think about. Okay, let's get started with the cards, general messages for this week. Oh, and let's not forget, on the 30th, we have Mercury going retrograde in Aquarius. So Mercury, we're in the pre-shadow of the retrograde right now, and then it will station retrograde and it will go seemingly backwards. It doesn't really go backwards. And then it will station direct, and then we have the post shadow for 2 weeks. So You want to be paying attention to sort of what's going on right now for you, more or less over the past couple of weeks, because when Mercury goes retrograde, you passed one point. Mercury goes retrograde, it passes that point again, seemingly going backwards. And then when it stations direct, it comes back another time and hits that same point. So it's important to be paying attention to what you're doing, what you're thinking, what is happening, what lessons are popping up for you, so that in one of these 3 times, you can really get it together and figure that out and make some decisions. So the deck we're going to use here for messages for the week is Sacred Traveler. So this is general messages for the week ahead. If you have a question or you would like a card, I would ask you just to wait until after the general reading so that I don't miss it in any of the chat scroll. Okay. So this is for the week heading into January 25th. And you are the first one for Monday, Tuesday. If I can have a card for Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, and then a card for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes, I love this deck too. This is a wonderful deck. Okay, so let's get started. Sacred Traveler. Monday, Tuesday, these are general messages, right? So take from it what resonates with you, sit with the cards, sit with the information, and see what comes up over the course of the week. Monday, Tuesday. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Here you go, Instagram, you'll see that backwards. YouTube. So Monday, Tuesday, impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. So again, we're in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. So there may be some things that get complicated. There may be communications that go wonky, or plans that you're trying to make. Something has to be rescheduled or something like that. So if you come up, you see the little squirrel is up against a stone wall there. Right? You see the stone wall. So if you come up with to something that is challenging to you, or that doesn't seem to be working in your favor, pay attention to that and see what that's asking you to do. It may be asking you to redirect. Hey, Carolyn. Sometimes when a wall pops up, right? An obstacle comes up. It's meant for us to work through. But pay attention to the energy, because if you keep pushing and nothing's shifting, chances are it's asking you to reflect and redirect, right? If you feel like this just needs a little bit more work, this feels right, but I need a little more information, I need a little bit more patience, then that is part of your learning and progressing forward. So pay attention to the messages so you know which way to go. Do you go the other way of the wall, or do you go over the wall, right? Pay attention. The beginning of the week suggests we may be redirecting. Be flexible. Wednesday, Thursday, we have great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. Lovely. Instagram, YouTube. Lovely. Take a risk, venture forward. So we've just done a little redirecting. We've had to think about things. What do we need to be doing? Now go ahead and move forward. No way, Julia. Wow. So now we need to move forward. Now it's saying go ahead. Take the risk, right? With the full moon and releasing some things, it's the idea of doing that is so that we can create more, right? We can keep moving. We evolve, just like, you cut your hair, you slough off skin, right? We see the trees do this throughout the year. If you have dogs, you know what shedding is like. We are no different. We do the same thing. So take the risk, let it go. Do not be afraid of losing out. Let it go. And that is the great adventure. Okay. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ooh, and this card, when I took the cards out to put on my table, I looked at the bottom to see what it was, and it was this card. You all saw me shuffle, and of course it pops back up, and it is Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. Here you go, Instagram. And here you go, YouTube. Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. Love it. So, beginning of the week, reflect, pay attention to the messages, pay attention if you're being asked to redirect. Okay. Don't be afraid of that. Don't think you're going to lose out. Take the risk, take the other route, because it's for your great adventure forward. And because you were able to do that from a place of not ego-based fear, saying, I'm afraid to do that, I don't want to let it go, I've been holding on to this all my life, even though it has not served you anymore for a while, probably, because you did that from a place of real inner strength, that's where you've discovered your truth. That is your truth. That's when you can stand in your light and everything around you starts to fall into place, right? The shift is happening, the change is happening. And we've got the sun in Aquarius right now. We have Jupiter in Aquarius. We have Saturn in Aquarius. We have Mercury in Aquarius. We know that Aquarius is our awakening. It is asking us to take the risk. That's what Aquarius is saying. Open up, awaken, let go of old crap that you've been taught forever. Let it go and be you. Discovering the truth. Okay. Wow, that was exciting. That's what we got. Okay, Carolyn, you've got weather going on too. Yeah, I think quite a few of us do. All right, so those are the messages for this week. I want to say thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you for joining. And now I will pull cards if anyone has a question, or if anyone would just like a card for general guidance, just put that in the text. And I am going between YouTube and Instagram, so I will go back and forth. So let me know. If you are not subscribed to my newsletter, Drops of Goodness, please consider subscribing. You can find the link below in YouTube. You can find it on my bio on Instagram. The February edition will be coming out soon. And if you care to share these messages with other people, please feel free to do that. Like, share, comment. That really helps me connect with more people who like this type of wonderful activity and messages. So I appreciate all you do. Okay. Julia is asking for general guidance. Yes. Amber, general. Ooh, for your birthday on Wednesday. Nice. Okay. So let's get a card here for Julia, and then Carolyn, message hits home for you. Good. Yeah, I like these cards this week. I think I say that every week. Do I not? Okay. Yes, wishing Amber a happy birthday. Let's get a card, general card for Julia. Julia, I think I'm going to Oracle of the Fairies for you. Okay, we have a general card, general message for Julia. Right here. That did not hesitate. Fairies don't mess around. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So here's your card, Moon Energy. Lovely, lovely card. Look at the coloring in her wings. YouTube, Moon Energy. This deck does have a great, it has a real high gloss on it, so the reflection sometimes is a little strong. So Julia, Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. And I think that goes with this redirect, reflect first and redirect if necessary. So be flexible, as I was saying, surrender to that. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. And that's sort of saying, take that risk, because by holding on and not taking the risk, that's where that tension in the thought process and mind comes from, is because it's going against what it is you want to be doing. It's going against what your spirit is saying you're ready for, right? That's where that tension comes from. So take the risk, and the fairy is reassuring you that from that place, then you will have peace of mind. That's where you discover the truth. And that is the peace of mind, right? We don't have peace of mind when we aren't in that place of truth, when we're in conflict, when we're pushing against what is coming for us. We're not in peace of mind. So, and let's remember that this week we have the full moon. So definitely tap into that moon energy and use that to really pay attention to what you're being asked to do and where you're being guided to go. Okay, so Amber, let's get a card for Amber. So I'm over here on YouTube. I have Amber, Alice, and Laurie. Okay, and then okay, then Allie, I will come back with you. Julia, you are welcome. So let's get a card here for Amber for her birthday week. Which card should we use for Amber's birthday week? Which deck should we use for Amber's birthday week? I think I'm going with Oracle of the Unicorns. Okay. Let's have a birthday message for Amber. As some of you know, I communicate messages between YouTube and Instagram. So Amber, you're having birthday wishes sent to you from the folks on the YouTube side. Okay, let's get a card for Amber for her birthday. Card for Amber for her birthday. Okay, let's see what we got. Discernment. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. There you go. Oracle of the Unicorns. This is the card for Amber. Discernment. So this week, all is not what it seems. Sort of goes back to that message of reflecting, paying attention to the messages so that you can discern what is and what isn't, what really is, or what is the perception coming from ego-driven thought processes. So pay attention to that. Stay true to your knowing. It comes right back to discovering your truth, right? You do know. Sometimes we just cloud things up because we go about our day and we're dealing with all the people around us and we're dealing with all of our obligations and we get a little foggy up there. So stay true to what you know and keep your dreams a secret. You know, sometimes it's in our best interest to hold on to what it is that we're thinking and we're planning for a couple of reasons. We really want to let it stew in here and get in touch with it more, nurture it, feed that dream, and own that dream before we go sharing with other people. Because sometimes if we're not that sure about it and we put it out there, we may be dissuaded by other people's opinions. So this may just be saying that if there's something that you're working on, maybe just pay attention to how you share that this week and with whom and when. I wish you a beautiful birthday celebration. Okay, we have Laurie on YouTube, and then we have Allie over here, and then Alice, right? I'm gonna have to scroll up and down on Instagram. So, or we have Alice and then Allie is how it goes. Okay, Laurie, we have your question. General card for Lucas, starting a new adventure. Oh, well, if he is starting a new adventure, then I am going to Moonology. Let's see, a new adventure for Lucas. A card for a new adventure for Lucas. Before I pull this card, let me just say this one thing. You know, even though I pull cards for individual questions and people's requests for cards, remember that there's a reason all of us are on here at the same time. Hey, welcome back, Rising Vibes. We're all here at the same time. So what card gets pulled for one person, make sure you pay attention to that message, because these cards all come together. This is why it's called Sunday Synergy. It all comes together in a very synergistic fashion for all of us that are here, all of us who come to the cards. So I don't want you to think, oh, that card, I have to wait my turn. Yes, for a card specific to you. But as you see, all of these cards start overlapping. And so it's important to note that. Okay, let's get a card for Lucas and his new adventure. Card for Lucas and his new adventure. A card for Lucas and his new adventure. Lucas and his new adventure. Here we go. Okay. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So here you go. YouTube and Instagram. This is the card. It's a lovely, lovely, pretty card. So conclusions are within reach. He is beginning a new adventure. As he steps into something new, be sure that there is a proper closure, right, to what he's leaving behind. And by proper, we want to make sure we're giving thanks for what we had. We are being mindful of what we learned from that. We are being open to taking some of those gifts with us and being comfortable leaving behind what we don't need on this new adventure, right? Bring those things to a close, but also conclusions. So as he starts something new, he's going to be learning something new. He's going to be perhaps asked to go outside of his normal space of operation. And so it's within reach. So go for that and don't be held back because of what used to be done, how things used to be all the time, right? This is going forward. And it's a full moon, which is great because that's what we're in this week. So, you know, as I said, let go and let that close out, but take what can be useful and be comfortable, just exactly what we talked about here on taking the risk. Be comfortable leaving things behind and being open to what can come. That's going to be the key. Be open. Okay, back here to Alice. Alice, you had a card on patience, please. And then we have Allie, and then we're back here for Virgo Queen. Okay. I used Moonology for Lucas. Okay, Alice, a card on patience. I'm going to use Healing Wisdom deck. Okay. A card on patience for Alice. Card on patience for Alice. Card patience. Okay. Dare to be creative. This is a two-sided card. So today's lesson, think about all the creative ideas that come to you in one day. Whew. As a Gemini, I imagine that's a lot. How many do you dismiss as trivial or unproductive? Healing requires impractical and daring creativity. That's a bold statement. Your goal, to observe how you respond to your own creative voice. Are you receptive or self-critical? Which is very interesting because that's this reflect, right? So in terms of patience, dare to be creative. YouTube. This is also a glossy card, so it does get reflection. Be patient with the process of anything that you're doing, anything you're working on. Be patient. Give it its due time, right? And while that is happening, in fact, if I remember correctly, in a card, I can't remember if it was for you last week. It was about while things happen, be sure to play. Right? I feel like this is a very similar message from last week, if I'm remembering correctly. So dare to be creative. While the process is going on, play, open up, be open to what can be, and be patient with that process. So remember, we put out the what and we sort of allow the how, as difficult as that is. Be patient, but be open to it so that you can be creative to new ideas. Kathy's asking that I read that card again. Okay, so today's lesson that comes, the back of the card has two sections, the lesson and the goal. So the lesson, think about all the creative ideas that come to you in one day. How many do you dismiss as trivial or unproductive? Healing requires impractical and daring creativity. I just love that. I think I have to sit with that one a little bit. Healing requires impractical and daring creativity. That's good. The goal, to observe how you respond to your own creative voice. Are you receptive or self-critical? Oh, Kathy. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to sit with that one. Okay. So we are over here to Allie, and then back here to Rising Vibes, Virgo Queen. I don't want to lose yours. So let's get to Allie. Allie's question was, I'd like some guidance on what to do. An old love interest that I am in contact with, but has not really gone anywhere out of fears of repeating past mistakes. So I think reflecting is a really good card here. I think discernment is a really good card here. This creativity is a good card. But I think what we need for you is the power of surrender. So let's get that deck. Hold on, everybody. I'm ducking down. It's on the bottom shelf. Okay. Let's get this for Allie, the power of surrender. And this is the fear of repeating past mistakes. Okay. So I guess, first of all, I would ask the question, were they mistakes? Were they mistakes, or were they course corrections? Or were they tough love lessons, right? Yes, we make mistakes, but I think a mistake is sort of a catch-all word. And then let's look at what we're calling a mistake and identifying it as what really is it doing for us? What really came of that? Did we learn something? Did we get that course correction to go in another direction? Like, pay attention to that. So let's get a card here for Allie on this relationship, this old relationship. Relationship. Okay. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Are you all seeing the theme here for this week? This is the card Instagram and YouTube. So in terms of a love interest that not in contact with, but has not really gone anywhere, that I am in contact with, pardon me, but hasn't gone anywhere out of fear. Surrender to what is. And that is to say, don't think about the past mistakes. Again, hey, Deborah, where are you now, right? If you're comparing to the past no longer exists, right? So where are you now? Where are you in this moment? You yourself and this other person. And so look at what is right now and focus on that, and not trying to look back and put it in the context of something else. That's done. That's done. So what do you want now? If you acknowledge that, yes, there were some things in the past that really didn't work for us, and we have an interest, but we're a little bit afraid of that, then don't do it. I don't mean don't go with the relationship. I mean, don't do what you did before, right? You take the risk. This is your great adventure. Take the risk and make it something else. Make it what you want it to be. Go with it. It's a beautiful card. I love how she's just opening. Look at how she's opening her heart, by the way. Total heart chakra opening right here, Allie. So, yeah, let go of the stuff. Doesn't mean that you don't learn from it, right? But if it's not what you want in your new relationship, but you've got interest in this person, create the relationship you want. Okay. All right. So, Blue Princess, we have you. So you are next, but I'm back over here to Virgo Queen. May I have a card for my relationship? Okay, and then I'm coming back to Blue Princess here. So Virgo Queen, a card for your relationship, for Virgo Queen. Virgo Queen, a card for your relationship. card for Virgo Queen. I'm going with Angel Answers. Okay, a card for Virgo Queen. Her relationship. Card for Virgo Queen. Relationship. Virgo Queen. Woo-wee! In her relationship. Okay. Ask your angels. Can you see that? Here you go, Instagram. Ask your angels. So Virgo Queen in your relationship, ask your angels. You know, this is really encouraging you to go within, encouraging you to listen to the inner voice, listen to what you find there in stillness, you know. With another person, that other person, we have no control over. They have their own free will. How they show up every day is up to them. And so this message to me is saying, your question about a card for your relationship is saying, go to your stillness, go within, listen there, listen to your heart, listen to what you may get if you work with your angels or you work with your guides, and find what message is coming through for you and honor that message. And then that is going to answer the question about the relationship. So whatever is going on, there's a piece of you that needs to be, I'll use the word honored again, that needs to be honored in this relationship, perhaps differently or newly or whatever that is. There's a piece of you that needs to show up at this time. So get in touch with what that is, and then the clarity about the relationship will kick in. Okay. All right, looks like everybody's got winter weather. Okay, Rising Vibes, I have you, and Blue Princess. So I've got Blue Princess here, and then Rising Vibes. Okay, so Blue Princess, I would like to know if the relationship I'm in is long-term. Blue Princess, is the relationship you're in long-term? Let's pull a card out of our Gilded Tarot Royale. Oh, so maybe Virgo Queen, take a look at Rising Vibes page about a video she shared on Virgo compatibilities. Okay, Blue Princess. She would like to know if the relationship is long-term. 10 of Wands. YouTube, 10 of Wands. So is the relationship long-term? The 10 is from 1 to 10, right? So it is the end of that cycle starting again. But the idea is that you have come through the entire course of 1 to 10, right? Working through all of that, suggesting the journey, the investment, the long-termness, right? Sometimes with the 10 of Wands, what happens is we're so focused on what we're doing. We're so focused on where it is we're trying to get to in this very hard work that we're missing some of the journey, or we can't really see what's ahead too much because we're focused too much. We're too locked down on something. It also can be that we're trying to do all of this ourselves. So in this relationship, if you feel like there's a good partnership, you know, make sure that it's a give and take, that it's well balanced. There's giving and receiving going on so that you don't feel like you're doing most of the work. But this is wands, and this is your passion, your movement through things, right? Your inspiration, your expression in a spiritual way, right? So yeah, this can be long term. It may seem like it's been a lot of work, or maybe that you're pulling a lot of the weight. So I would just check on that. But it's a cycle. And so maybe if it seems like it's been hard, let go of some of that stuff and then start back at the one, which is sort of more of our magician energy, and put it on the path that you want it to be on. Okay, so coming over here, rising vibes. I'd like to know if my son and I will ever fix our relationship. Okay, let me catch up here on Instagram. Amber, thanks everybody on YouTube for birthday wishes. I'm a little bit behind here. Let's see, tough love lessons, learning how to surrender, not be attached. That is a hard lesson. And I saw Alice put up the hangman, so there you go there. Letting go with the Leo moon. Sending you all sun from Sydney, yay. Anissa, hello. Okay, so let's come over here to rising vibes. I'd like to know if my son and I will ever fix our relationship. I'm going to whispers from Lord Ganesha. So as we know, Lord Ganesha is our remover of obstacles. And it's also, he's where we go for new beginnings as well, right? If we can remove an obstacle, we can have a new beginning. So let's see what we have here. If you will ever fix your relationship. I think some of the messages that came out here to rising vibes would be useful, you know, like surrender to what is, right? What is it? Asking your angels, and that is to say, what is it that you need to do for this relationship? And you show up in that part. And then it's up to your son to show up in his part, right? You can't be responsible for both sides. So let's have, which is also some of this 10 of Wands, like I was just saying over here, that, you know, are you doing all the work? Are you carrying the whole burden, or can you let someone else do some of that? So if we can have a card here for rising vibes for the relationship. Relationship. Fix the relationship. Rising vibes. Okay, when it's names like rising vibes, are you a mama or are you a daddy? Or a little bit of both? Okay, so let's see, what do we have? 13 and 4. I'm just staring at the imagery on these cards. Look at that. Look at that, Instagram. Look at that, YouTube. Really amazing. So Mama Bear. Okay. So the first card is understanding. You know, we say the eyes are the window to the soul, right? So part of of fixing a relationship, and I do believe that everyone has to do their own work, right? We can't do the work for someone else. But maybe part of this is being more understanding, or being understanding to why this relationship is broken. Not because of a specific action, perhaps, but what caused the action? Like, what was the underlying motivation? What really happened? And looking at it differently with a different kind of openness and awareness. The card number here is 13. 13 in tarot is the death card, and that is about transformation. It is about everything that we have chosen to leave behind so that we can move forward without carrying that with us. 1 and 3 is the 4, which is the Emperor. Part of the death card is moving away from structures that are not supportive any longer, and moving away from that. So in terms of fixing, really understanding where you are, how you got there, and where do you want to be. So it's a little bit of what we talked about this old love relationship, being afraid of the mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. Don't do the same thing, but where do you want it to go? Recognizing there's 2 people, right? The other card is relaxation. It's card number 49. 4 and 9 is 13. So it's also that death card in terms of the transformation, in terms of letting go, but moving forward without everything that came before it. And so in that relaxation part, I think there's 2 things. I think there is not working so hard, the 10 of Wands, to make it work, to fix it, not doing all of that, not you know, the churning, right? But to sit back and be open and explore, see what comes up, see what part you play, and showing up in that space to move forward. And trusting that it will go where it needs to go if everyone is in that place of discovering truth, if everyone is in their place of soul truth. And some relationships, not that I wish this upon any mother and son, but some relationships don't get fixed in this lifetime. Doesn't mean that it won't come back around, as I certainly believe it does. Okay. All right, so let's see. Kathy has a message here. Something happened with the screen, and at the same time, my grandchildren are calling. Oh, so signing off and sending big love. Okay. Okay, I think I caught everybody. Did I miss anyone? If I missed anyone, please put your question in the chat. We had a lot of activity here. So if you missed the general reading for the week, we start the week Monday, Tuesday with Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. So at the beginning of the week, if you find yourself running into something that isn't necessarily feeling like it's going to align with where it is you want to be going, pay attention to that, reflect on that, and see if you have to redirect and go someplace else. Middle of the week, take the risk. Be okay if you're redirecting. Be okay. That is what you're being asked to do. Take the risk because it's putting you in the direction you need to be going. And while you're going in that direction where you need to be going, you are standing in your truth. You are standing in your light. And that's what we have for the end of the week. So we've got Bye, Alice. Thank you for joining. Anissa, do I need to ask a question or can you pick one of and provide messages that's meant for me? Yes, I can. You can do either. You can ask a specific question or I can pull a card for general guidance for you, whichever one you wish. So you just let me know which way you want to go. Deborah, my family is having conflict around illness. Can you pull a card? Yes. Laurie is saying here, a reminder, the cards are messages and guidance. Everything needs to come from you and within. Open yourself up, listen, and walk forward with this guidance. They are beautiful and touch the soul. Yes, I agree. Okay, so Anissa, you just would like a general guidance. Okay, and let me get Deborah here and then popping back here. So Deborah, family is having conflict around illness. Can you pull a card? I'm going with Archangel Gabriel here for Deborah. We have a card about illness, family illness. Deborah, what does she need to know? Do regarding family illness? Deborah, okay, Deborah, I have for you retreat. To block out distractions, spend quiet time alone so that you can focus on your priorities. So here is your card. Instagram, this is the card for Deborah, retreat for everyone. So family is having conflict around illness. So this is suggesting stepping back from the conflict. Stepping back, being still, being in your time alone so that perhaps you'd gain better perspective on what actually is the conflict, what is going on, particularly if we have something like an illness. Emotions get very, very flared, right? Everybody has an opinion. Everyone thinks that someone should do this, this, or that. We should handle it this way. There's a lot of things that can come in. And so this is saying, rather than be stuck in the middle of that with all of that going on around you, maybe retreat a little bit, pull back a little bit, and look at things with a different perspective, sort of going back to Rising Vibes understanding card here, like really seeing what's happening, really listening, and not just listening to the words, right? Listen to what is coming through from others, but listen to their intention. So maybe they don't articulate it in a way that is compatible with everybody. We are in Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. Communications and words can be getting very funky. So go to the intention, go to the message, go to the person that you know it to be, and see if you can work from that space versus you're talking about family conflict, which suggests more than one person. So you know, versus this, everybody like this. See if you can pull back and really focus on what is the situation, what is the message, what really is the issue, and pay attention to your role in it. This is saying focus on your priorities. Pay attention to what is your role. What is it that you want out of this? And are you in conflict with others? And if so, why? So it sounds like stepping back a little bit and letting things calm down and cool off a little might be the way to get a little more clarity there. Okay, Coming over here to Anissa. Oh, right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do have a donation contribution button on my link. So if anyone is so inclined to contribute any energetic exchange, I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. Deborah, yes, share that with your siblings as well. Yeah, like maybe just a cooling off period. Okay. And you know, again, we're coming up to the full moon, so there is a lot of emotion coming, right? It's a Leo full moon. So the Leo wants to be king, the Leo wants to be queen. So is this conflict being driven by somebody's desire to be controlling? Now, Leo, of course, has a very generous, benevolent side, right? And a very powerful side. So can we move more into that energy versus the controlling ego side of Leo? So that's something to be paying attention to, Deborah, is just the fact that with this full moon coming up, we are, our emotions are pretty high. Okay, let me get back to Anissa. I think I've said that 3 times already. So let me get you a card, and it is general guidance for Anissa. I'm going to go Sacred Traveler, which is what we did the general cards out of. So let's have a card for general guidance for Anissa. Ooh. General guidance for Anissa. General guidance. Okay. Oh, rejuvenating rain. Of all the times I've used this deck, I haven't seen this card before. Clear the past, heal the present. Wow, Deborah, this is a nice message for your family too. This is sort of a nice message for everybody, actually. So thank you for asking for general guidance, Anissa. Here is rejuvenating rain. YouTube. Trying to get you a clear picture. It's hard to do that sometimes. So clear the past, heal the present. Let's just go back to all of the messages that came on the table, including conclusions are within reach. So clearing the past. Let's really use this new moon and this full moon energy to let go, to move toward our change, move toward where, you know, the sun's in Aquarius. And so we really are being asked to wake up, like, you know, come alive to the being that we are in this lifetime here to be. We all made a soul contract to come into this lifetime at this time. Let's be that being that we are meant to be. So let go of what may be an obstacle to that. Let go of the things that you've already worked through and been through. One of the questions that Allie asked was about repeating past mistakes, right? So let go of all that stuff and be in this moment. So clear the past and heal the present. So we cannot be fully present. We cannot move forward in a healed way if we do not let go of the past, right? If we don't resolve and find closure and leave it, understand we can't change it. So what are we going to do with it? Rejuvenating rain. The idea is to be cleansed, right? To let that flow through us. Let the rain come through and wash all that away and let it go, you know? Thank it, because it's part of how we are here today. It may have been difficult. It may have been painful. You might have cursed a whole lot, right? but it was something you had to go through, just sort of like this impasse, had to go through it, and then reflect on that. Reflect, why? What am I doing? Where am I going? And then redirect. And that is your present. That's the moment that you're in. That's the only thing that exists. The past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Only right here. So, hello, Fiona. Thank you for joining. So Anissa, you're welcome. Yeah, that's a really beautiful card. And like I said, I haven't seen that card in that deck come out. So that's nice. Okay, YouTube. Thank you, Rising Vibes. Yes, she is saying hit the like button on YouTube and on Instagram. If you liked these cards, you like this video, you like what I offer here, please do hit like, comment, share, subscribe to my newsletter, all of those good things. Just keep spreading this good, juicy stuff around. Okay. And then again, thank you very much. I see 555. Yes. What was it here? 355. 555 changes. So if you did want to contribute, I do have a link in my bio. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate everybody who came today and all of the openness and the vulnerability that was shared here today. That is a lot. I'm glad to have pulled cards. You know, I could sit here and pull cards all afternoon. It's what I love doing. So if you want your own private reading, you know that you can schedule that with me as well. My contact information you'll find in, like I said, below in YouTube and in my bio on Instagram. So I am going to close out Sunday Synergy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I don't go down a fortune teller path, so thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, that is not a path I want to go down. So thanks everyone for joining. I wish you a beautiful last week of January and a wonderful full moon. And if you have any questions about the cards or anything else, feel free to be in touch. I welcome all of those communications. So sending everybody lots of love. This was a long card reading today, but a wonderful reading. Great, great messages. Okay, take good care, everyone. Ciao. Okay. Ciao, YouTube. You're the best. Have a nice, wonderful as you are. Thank you so much, Rising Buzz. I'm so glad you joined today. I'm glad you joined any day, but boy, that's really nice. Very uplifting. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, lots of love, everyone. Ciao, ciao.